Hello, everyone. It's time for another edition of Frank White Friday. I have been on a 12-day odyssey, and we don't have time to review all of it, but I will just say that I went to Arizona to celebrate my birthday, flew to Miami to embark on a Summit at Sea expedition, and then to Texas for the eclipse. Now, I'll be covering more of the trip in other meetings, but today I would like to tell you about the Summit at Sea. I was privileged to be part of that through my good friend Eduardo Castillo. Eduardo has devoted his music to bringing the overview effect down to earth. And if you ever have a chance to participate in one of his events, I urge you to do so. In any event, Eduardo and I had a conversation on stage as part of the Summit at Sea cruise. Summit at Sea, I should say, is just part of a much larger community of people who come together to think about big ideas, enjoy music, and meet one another and network. And it's a wonderful environment. But in any event, our goal was to share the overview effect with an audience of some 100 people. And Eduardo had created a video that played behind us as we talked. It was essentially an interview that Eduardo conducted with me about the overview effect. I think the combination of the conversation and the video, which was mostly astronauts talking about their experiences in outer space, I think that combination hit home. And there was a key moment where I said, I just want to stop and say that anyone who has gotten on top of a rocket ship and been propelled onto an orbital mission or suborbital flight or even going to the moon, every one of those people has risked their lives for us because the knowledge they're bringing back, the overview effect knowledge, is sacred and could make a big difference for humanity. And then I started crying, and just about everybody there started crying. And it was appropriate. It really was. Many astronauts have told me that they cried when they first saw the Earth from a distance. It was important, I think, to have this talk because we so often preach to the choir, stay in our bubble, and we don't introduce this powerful idea of the overview effect outside of the space community. So I saw it, and I think Eduardo saw it as a first step in disseminating the overview effect on a much wider basis. And I hope we can continue in the near future. Also, in future sessions, I will talk about the fantastic time that I had at the eclipse and also what's coming up in the near future. So for now, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.